Pete from Light Gun Lunatics. Just a little showcase of the updated version of Megabox that Andrew, the Witchcraft Andrew, has released. So it was a great pleasure helping him test that out on my little multi-cab. You can see that it does all sorts of things with LED blinky and the like, and my big ass marquee, which for people wanting to know, that's a 2560 by 1080 monitor, which are really, in the scheme of things, super cheap because lots of people don't like the ultra wide monitors, and it's like a fraction of the price than having to pay for a slimline AliExpress kind of monitor. I have got one of those, but it just honestly just pales in significance compared to that. The builds that I've got on my personal multi-cab, I don't have one big mega, pardon the pun, mega build where I've got like 30, 40,000, 16 terabyte type of things. I've got like 4 personal curated builds on my multi-cab, and I've got that for a whole range of reasons, because again, I don't need 150,000 games or a 16 terabyte hard drive. I've got multiple builds across multiple drives. There's a bit of risk mitigation in there as well. But again, they're just like my personal builds that I share with family and friends as well. And of course, there's some of you guys across the community. So this is, I would link this to my personal arcades build, which could be on Launchbox, CoinOps, Big Box, you name it. That's my trackball and spinner build that it would link to, which you can get off Arcade Punks and Arcade Lunatics. This is my links to my personal racing build. Stay tuned. I'm hopefully going to release a Launchbox Big Box build later on in the year. But this is just linking to my Franken build at the moment. And of course there's Flight, which I've got also on Arcade Punks and Retro Racing Lunatics, which is a Launchbox Big Box build. And of course Light Guns. I've got Mixed Streeters build on here. I've got my Frankenstein build on this machine as well, which I use to experiment and test stuff with people, which is great. But I just want to have a small build. Well, it's not a small build, it's actually a good size build, but just a polished build, because, you know, I just want to sometimes just get out and just shoot shit. That's really what I want to do. So, you know, thanks for curating that. Anyway, so I'm just going to go into Mixed Big Box build. I've got my own little splash screen at the front of this video. Happy to share it. It's a pretty classic video. I like having little splash videos in front of the builds. Get you in the mood. This is a classic scene anyway. And then we'll go into Big Box. And then what I'll do is I'll go into Techno Parrot, and then I'm going to go to Elevator Action, but not Invasion. I'm going to go into Death Parade. Okay, so I'm going to launch into this, and then I'm going to just show you the stuff that Pacifica has been teaching me. So by the way, this is all those lights coming on as a test to let me know that mamehooker has picked up not only the lights, but it's likely picked up a gun. And hopefully what it's done also at the same time is picked up the marquee. So the marquee screen, for most people who've got marquees, are either static images or videos. But I'm really getting into this thing. Every time I go to a Dave & Buster's or like an arcade parlour, it's not just the screen that actually interacts with the players. You'll find that speaker grills will interact. If it's got a marquee, it will interact as well, and the lights. So this is, you know, some amazing stuff that the mamehooker guys that created all that stuff introduced, and bumping into Pacific, he's like got me addicted. I'm going to share some of these templates within the community. I'm just trying to build up my own knowledge base to be able to confidently share it with people. I'll quickly launch the game. I'm going to do two players, so you can actually see that mamehooker will work on the RGB lights, which is using the PAC-LED 64s. So just like other games that you've seen, except here the door's shutting and you'll see the sign will interact as well. So I'll press the sign and this marquee screen will interact also with the lights. and then you'll see when I'm getting shot on the left or on the right, not only do the lights fire up to say that I've been hit, but you'll actually see the marquee actually interact at the same time. So, you know, for some people who have cabinets but don't actually have the Pac-Led 64s and the RGB buttons and main hooker hooked up to it, this might be a really cool alternative for you as well. So, you know, as long as there's damage detection on there, or even other options as well, like I'll shoot these guys and I'll show you what I mean. But when you go, next time you see the dude go into the elevator door, you'll see that the lights on the cabinet will light up to help me tell me whether to open or shut the door, just like in the actual arcade cabinet, mind you. So what I'm trying to do is emulate what's on the arcade cabinet. Now you watch the sign, it will fire up, and also the sign up here will fire up. Oh, I suck, right? But you can see that the marquee is interactive, which I really like. It just adds, like, the marquee itself adds so much depth, but the fact that this thing actually does interact with the actual game itself, I think it's really great. I think it really opens up more and more to what the cabinets can do. So I'm certainly increasing my knowledge all the time about how this all actually works. So thanks to everyone in the community sharing that, and I'm happy to share the template for this. You'll have to do your own modifications based on the marquee screen, but if you've got like a marquee like mine, the 2560 by 1080, then this will just drop in to your launch box or big box build, or even I would suspect your retro fee build, because it's just using mamehooker. And actually mamehooker is, believe it or not, is actually driving the actual marquee screen. So it's not actually launch box that's driving the marquee here, it's actually mamehooker driving the marquee and presenting it, which I think just opens it up even further for different types of front ends as well. So anyway, you can see the sign, the lights are firing up. I'll press it and continue on. So yeah, look, I think it just adds a lot more depth to the game. You know, this is a game I probably didn't really play that much, but now because there's a lot more interactive action with the lights and the marquee screen, it's just really just opened the game up for me personally. It's not for everyone, but as a bit of a tech nerd, I really enjoy it. So anyway, if you've got questions, let me know. I'm happy to try and answer where I can. Otherwise, if it's a bit too detailed, Pacific and others I'm sure will chime in. But for me, I've really enjoyed it, and I hope you sort of liked the video as well. I'll sign out. Have a good evening. Bye.